What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. Thanks for pressing play. This is Corvette Weekly. We come here every Monday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about a lot of stuff that is Corvette related. We also have cool giveaways and cool chats, between us here on the screen and even you guys over in the comments section. It always ends up being a good time. So anyway, thanks for tuning in again. This is probably the 300th episode, maybe more at this point, but we're trucking along, and we got a really awesome giveaway again tonight. And of course, we're going to start this out the same way we pretty much do every Monday night, and that is going to be talking about the channel sponsor, NCM Insurance. So as usual, guys, if you go to the ncminsurance.com, click on Get a Quote, it's going to walk you through a couple steps. There is no price, no obligation. Under step 3, it's going to ask you, where did you hear about us? You'll just type in HPO26, and that's going to make sure they know exactly where you're coming from and exactly why you're there. So it helps out the channel, and worst case scenario, it's going to end up saving you some money. So it literally doesn't cost anything but a couple minutes of your time. Even if you're not looking to switch insurance companies, check it out. It helps the channel, and like I said, you might find it saves you some money. I know I've found... Personally, my dad actually found that it saved him a ton of money on his most recent C7 Stingray purchase. And obviously, we're here with David today, and David has found the same kind of thing. It saves him a bunch of money on all his insurance. And actually, we know Joe's in the house. He's in the background just waiting for his chance. Joe, do you have NCM insurance? I actually don't know the answer to this.
Yes, I do.
There we go. Okay. So 2 out of the 3 of us have NCM insurance, and I know you're probably asking, well, Justin, if you like them so much, how come you don't have them? Believe it or not, it did not save me money, but I did try, and I actually tried twice. So like I said, go give it a shot, and it might save you some money. In worst case scenario, it helps out the channel here, but unfortunately for me, it didn't save me money over what my current insurance is, but I will not stop trying. Trust me, I'm going to do it probably once every 6 months just to make sure that nothing's changed. Anyway, check them out. Links in the description down below. HPO26 is where you heard about us. It helps out the channel. Worst case, you're doing me a favor. But anyway, on top of that, guys, obviously, we are partner sponsors with Criswell Chevrolet, and they have a really cool car and at a really good price that's going to kind of fit into our conversation tonight. So I'm going to turn it over to Joe, let him talk a little bit about this so you guys know exactly what kind of deals are coming your way, because HPO Vet Exchange, we're always here to give you the best possible deals at Criswell, as well as selling your Corvette. If you want to sell something you own, you can actually sell it through the website here, and we'll make sure that another Corvette lover buys it, possibly even one of my subscribers. So, Joe, if you want to take it away, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Justin. Hello, David. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday night. Happy to bring our first 2027, and certainly not our last, Corvette from our partner sponsor, the official Corvette dealer of the channel, of course, Criswell. So tonight, as Justin said, not only a great price, which I'll touch on in a minute, but I think just an awesome build. So you've got a 2027 Corvette Stingray Coupe 2LT in the new or brought back Admiral Blue Metallic. It has an adrenaline red interior. It has the Z51 performance package. And for those of you that might have forgotten over the years, that includes the front splitter, the high performance tires, performance rear axle ratio. It has the Z51 performance suspension, electronic limited slip differential, the Z51 performance brakes. So obviously the upgrade over the Stingray. And also an important one here is the heavy duty cooling system. So if you are going to track the car, that's going to come in handy. This build also has the center dual exhaust system, which, as you know, is unique and new to the 27s. If you had a Stingray, that was not an option in prior years until 27. This one does have GT2 bucket seats. It has the carbon flash painted high wing spoiler, which adds a really nice look to this particular build. It also has the 10-spoke gloss black forged aluminums. I believe these are new also for 27, if I'm not mistaken. It also has the beautiful bright red painted calipers, which work real well with not only the exterior blue, black wheels, but obviously the red interior. And last but not least, it has carbon flash metallic painted outside mirrors. Sticker price on this car is $96,910. Options on that particular amount of money added up to $16,315. So it is a very nice option car. And I don't know, I was just talking to Justin off mic and off camera. I don't know that I've seen a brand new, model year, if you will, at a discount that we've been able to get out of the chute with Griswold. And it's basically $6,000 off of sticker price. So it's $90,997. The only additional fees, the dock fee has been waived. So it's really just tags and tax on top of the $90,997. Again, on a sticker of $96,910, or about $6,000 almost to the dollar off. What is effectively, a brand new annual model year car in terms of 27. The car just arrived, I've been told, and it's actually in prep. So it is going to be available, imminently. And obviously all the 26s now are gone. Thanks and congratulations to all of you that took advantage of the 26s, Z06s, and non-Z06s over the last several months. Those were great deals, but certainly $6,000 off a brand new 27 to get the year started is pretty incredible. So that's where we are on that particular vehicle. I did want to just remind all of you that maybe have not yet put in your calendar, September 20th, Justin is going to be our special guest at the 48th annual Natural Glass Corvette Association car show. It'll be at the County College of Morris in Randolph, New Jersey. I will also be there with my Z06, so we hope a lot of you can join that. It's going to be an awesome day. We're expecting about 300 plus cars. We've got room for up to about 500, so don't be shy. Make sure you come out and join us for that. And then last but not least, before I leave it to these two accomplished gentlemen, I will be at Carlisle as well, so I hope to see as many of you or all of you that will be attending Carlisle. I'll be there Friday and Saturday and look forward to it. So thanks for now. I'll talk to you next week. And if you like this build, send us an email because I'm sure it's not going to be there too long.
Yep. Thank you, Joe. Always a pleasure.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. So as you heard there, I think it was pretty interesting that this ended up being the car that we were given the go-ahead to display for you guys tonight at a very heavily discounted price, because this is brand new. It's a brand new 2027 that literally on their website still shows in transit. Joe said he was just told that it just arrived today and it's in prep. And the reason why I thought this was interesting, because it is going to factor into our conversation tonight about the Grand Sport, is because this is a 27 Stingray. So you are getting the new LS6 engine in the Stingray, which I would put money on will end up being faster than the Grand Sport. And you're going to get it for a better price. So if you're looking for the fastest straight line car possible with a factory warranty, that's going to be your Stingray at the cheapest possible price. So this is going to factor into everything we're going to talk about tonight, because David and I have some facts to throw at you with the Grand Sport. We're not just operating on feelings and things that make the YouTube world go round, so to speak, because you're going to hear a lot of opinions and a lot of facts from other people on YouTube that they're twisted and they're doing things for clicks. That's not what we're here for. So David and I are going to break it down more factual for you, so you guys know exactly why we're saying what we're saying about the Grand Sport, and this is not a feelings kind of thing. Anyway, guys, we got 120 people in here watching with 50 thumbs ups. Let's rock those thumbs ups. We have a really interesting conversation to go through tonight, and we have some really cool giveaways from C8 Rally Driver again. So tonight we're giving away some more C8 Rally Driver parts, and yeah. Last time we did this, it was pretty popular. So this is what we're going to be giving away tonight. We're going to be giving away that new carbon fiber pull handle that I just showed off in the video that I just did. So if you haven't seen that yet, the video is on my channel currently, and this is a nice carbon fiber addition to a part of your rear hatch on the coupes that you wouldn't have thought you really need. But let me tell you, whenever I saw this, I said, that is interesting because there is no place really in that vicinity to put carbon fiber. Here, Keith from C8 Rally Driver found a place. And this is what he's the best at. He really is an absolute mastermind at adding carbon fiber or really aluminum. It doesn't matter what it is. His parts go on the car in a place that you're like, I didn't even know I needed that. And then once you put it on there, then you can't live without it. And I'm telling you, when I installed that grab handle, it seems so simple. But I took out the stock screw, slid in the carbon fiber piece, and the hole for the screw was dead center in the hole that's on the carbon fiber. And stuff like that is just so nice and so refreshing to see when a part fits like that. So tonight we're going to be giving away the carbon fiber trunk handle, but that's not all. You're also going to get the oil dipstick cover. Now, if you guys watch the video again, you have your choice. You can either get this one, or you can get the one that is the Gemini rocket shape. So you can tell me whichever one you want in whatever color you want here. Obviously, these are all anodized colors with the Corvette flag on it. The Gemini one is the same kind of colors with Corvette Z06. Whatever you want laser etched on their anodized aluminum here. So definitely awesome pieces. Let's start it out the same way we always do. $10 is an entry, $50 or more is double entries. These are both going to go tonight to the same winner. So just one winner for both products. Check them out, guys. You can't lose here. These things are really super high quality. I know I tried to just beat that up as much as I could in my video, and I probably went a little overboard, but I really am always very impressed with C8 Rally Driver stuff. So
Yeah, I've got a good bit of his stuff, dude. It's absolutely amazing. And you're right. Like if I would have seen that part on the website, I'd have been like,
and
you know.
and
But
the thing
after
is,
seeing
it's
when
like
it went into
it saves weight too. And I know how you are with saving weight on these cars, and it's so weird because like
it just works.
I took off the stock handle.
I was like, I messaged you. I was like, I got to get one of those.
Yeah.
Literally after I saw, I was like, oh my god, I got to get one of those. But if I saw it on the website, I would have been like, eh. But once I saw it in the car, I was like, yep. That should have been there from the very start. Like that should have been there. And it's just the weirdest thing because it's right there that you look up at it when it's there on your video and you're like, yeah, that works really, really well. As opposed to when you just hold it in your hand, you're like, I don't know how this is gonna look. But boom, boom.
It's funny because I went to a car show the day after I did that, and at my car show, one of the first people that came up to the car asked me where I got that handle, and I'm sitting there thinking, man, like I didn't even think anybody was going to notice this thing.
Oh no, it really does stand. It really makes a difference. It really does.
All right, so we got some entries coming in. We got Jay Brazelton with 2 entries, Charles with 20 entries, and Jeffrey, I got you for 2 entries as well. So, guys, let's keep the entries rolling tonight. I'd like to, obviously get as many of you entered into this as possible because C8 Rally Driver doesn't come along too often with these giveaways. I mean, to be honest, I could probably ask them all the time, but I know I try to keep these things spicy and fresh. I don't want to beat up anybody too much on this stuff. So, can we not hear David? David,
can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Should be working. Let me just make sure.
I know I'm having issues with my iPad from the so you're gonna have to tell me if anybody asks me something in the comments. But I mean, I can hear you.
Yeah, no, everything's set up right, and I can see it's working, so it should be okay.
Just again, if somebody types something in the comments, there's a lot of stuff coming out, twin turbo stuff, all this stuff, but like, let me know because I can't see it. I can't get on with my iPad, but I'm good here on the live stream. So
okay. All right, what do we got here? So we got
I'm
Sean.
not ignoring anybody tonight with your comments, guys. I just can't see them right now.
Sean, I got you in for 10 entries. In for 10. Whoa. Kevin's going big. He said no one's beating me this time. Kevin is in for 40 entries. I know usually this ends up being a battle of Kevin and Charles. So, Charles, if you want to match Kevin's the leader of the pack currently. But, guys, let's also keep in mind, let's keep smashing those thumbs ups. It really helps the channel. It really helps other people see these videos so we can get some fresh blood in here. Not that I don't love all of you guys, but the more the merrier when it comes to Corvette stuff. Kevin says, okay, let's talk about David. What the heck? All right, let me see if I can turn up his volume. It doesn't look like it's a problem on my side, but
I mean, I can always restart if you need, but
no, I don't.
I hear you just fine.
It's not that. It's got to be just a volume thing. So I'm gonna try turning this up. Um.
And I'm at my normal distance here to my camera.
So we were at 10. Let's go. We'll bump that up to 15. All right. Try to
Give
say
me
something.
all. Say something. Give me all the powers.
That should be a little better there, guys. I was gonna say, yeah, 10 seconds Z06 said it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be good to go now, guys. Let me know if you still can't hear David. I just increased his volume by like 50% almost. So
Whoa.
David's volume is good here, says Ron Jackson. So I think we're good. Anyway, I did want to focus on Ricky E. Ray, which his new username is now RickyZ06. He took what we said to heart. That's a very good thing. He's going to be a Z06 owner very soon. I don't think he has it yet, but I'm very curious to hear how he feels about it whenever that does come in, because I know he's going to love it, and it's going to be like a kid on Christmas. I already know it, so I can't wait to see it.
Oh yeah, he's gonna love it, man. He's always been chomping at the bit to get his hands on one. So yeah, let me know, Ricky. Let me know. So.
Yep. So Joe's still sticking around, of course, because he's a Corvette guy at heart, of course. He says the date for the car show is September 20th, guys. I will be there, so will Joe. Of course, there's going to be a ton of Corvettes, and it is in New Jersey, so it's a bit of a drive for me. But I know a lot of the Corvette guys are in these weird areas, and New Jersey's one of them. There's like none in Pennsylvania, unfortunately. There's very few here, I should say. But like I go to New Jersey, they're all over the place. Even in Ohio, there's a ton, and Maryland. Maryland is like almost every single Z06 that me and Dana have done lowering stuff on. Almost every one of them have come from Maryland, and I have no idea what the heck that's about. But here we are.
Well, I hope Ricky's already got all his mods. Like, I hope they're sitting there waiting. I hope they're waiting, Ricky. Oh, speaking of mods, Rick, I mean, anybody else too. I mean, I'm going to be selling my Eventury. Number 5 of 20 of the first ones.
Yep.
Because I don't need it anymore.
And
I have the shirt for the Eventury shirt and the 2 little, like, acrylic things because it was number 5 of the first 20, and it's actually numbered on the thing. But yeah, Ricky, let me know, or anybody else, just message me, whatever, it don't matter. So.
Okay. He's picking it up this Friday. He'll send some pictures. Heck yeah, dude. Send it to us. We'll share it on the next live.
Man. And you
so
got myself, send me pictures too.
With what David just said, he's going to be selling his Eventury intake here pretty soon. And
yeah,
stay tuned, because I might be selling mine too, if you know what I mean. If you know, you know. But we'll get to that later. AARPM says, I was in a rock band for 10 years. I can't hear David that well.
That's all right. David can't hear David very well either. Between the military and rock.
Yeah. Joe says New Jersey loves Corvettes. He's in 3 different Corvette clubs just in North New Jersey. So
exactly.
There you go. Kevin Horan says, David, I'll buy. Kevin Horan, that was an easy, what was that, 20 seconds? Sold.
Yep. All right, Kevin. Done. Had a great deal too, by the way, Kevin.
Yeah, I was going to say that if you sell something for the price we talked about, that's almost half off.
Yeah.
All right, guys, absolutely. We got 150 people in here watching, 78 likes. We got 6 minutes to hit 22 more likes to hit our 100 goal. So smash the thumbs up if you haven't yet, guys. We're going to talk about some news. We're going to give away some cool products at the end of this, and we're going to discuss Corvette stuff. Who doesn't like that? So smash the thumbs up for us. And if you want to win something cool, there's plenty of cool stuff to win here. So today we are giving away the C8 Rally Driver Corvette carbon fiber trunk handle. And I just did a video on this. So if you haven't seen that yet, you can check out the channel. The video is right on there for you. And believe it or not, it does save weight. I put it on my scale, and the stock one weighs 0.15 ounces. This one, I couldn't even get to register a weight, period. So I'm going to say it's at least 0.15 ounces less. Not that this is any kind of world record for weight savings, but it is weight savings, which is pretty cool. You're going to win that, and you're also going to win the billet oil dipstick cover, either this one or the Gemini Rocket one that I just put on my Z06, and it will come in whatever one of these anodized colors you want to choose. So roughly $230 or so dollars after shipping and everything worth of products tonight, guys. Right now, Kevin Reynolds is leading the pack, so he's in for 40 entries. Charles is in for 20, and then it goes down from there. So if you guys are interested, be sure to get in while you can. We are giving these both away to one winner tonight. So, yeah. Let's see. Somebody else said that they were also possibly interested. Kevin Horan said he would buy, and then someone said, Ripped Gorilla, we have proved time and time again that is not true. I'm not sure where you're coming up with that. Actually, David's one of them that proved that is not the case. He has created plenty of power with the Venturi intake.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've tested them against every. They actually all make power. The JLT, the Corsa, the Haltech, they all make power. I've tested them all, but the Venturi is by far the best.
Yeah. Let's see. Kevin. So we got Kevin Horan and Kevin Reynolds interested in the Venturis. Either one of you two, whichever one of you buy David's, mine is going to be for sale as well. So you both can end up with one if that's what you want.
I can't remember. Is yours numbered? And if so, what number? Because mine was 5, but you were
my original one was numbered, and it was, I believe, 10 or 11.
The one that was on the red card was 10 or 11.
Black, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll buy black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one was not numbered. I bought this one directly from Venturi because
right.
at the time everybody else was sold out of them, so I bought it directly from Venturi.
Do you still have your little acrylic things with like the stuff in the shirt?
Yep.
Do you?
I never got the shirt.
I'll give Kevin mine. Kevin, you can have the acrylic and the shirt because I never even wore the shirt.
Yep.
I
never got a shirt for some reason, but I have the rest of the stuff. NBA Live, I'm not going to answer that question just yet, but you'll find out soon. Jim Middleton says might be interested in the Venturi. Guys, any of you who are interested that don't have David's contact information, just send it to me because I'll distribute because I'm selling one as well. Just horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com, and I'll make sure he gets first dibs because he's going to be selling his before I am anyway. So one way or another, you guys, we got 2 of these things to
Kevin,
sell.
if you were first, I'll just go by whoever was first.
Kevin Horan was first. Yep.
Yep.
Again, Ripped Gorilla, they actually do. Again, David tested these on the dyno, and he has found them to 100% put out the power advertised. But you go check out the video, look at the dyno for yourself. I don't think I'm aware of who made a video saying otherwise, but unfortunately, it is really, I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole. Go check out David's video. He shows it.
And the thing is too, you'll see videos where people will do stuff and then at a different time test a different stuff or whatever. So just whatever. I literally had the stock airbox on the car, strapped it to the dyno, same day, same dyno, same temperature, took it off, put the Venturi on, did it. Then when I did the comparison between, I think the first one I did was the JLT with that one because I had a pre-production JLT. I did same thing on the car. I did with the JLT. I can't remember which one first. It doesn't matter. And switched over and let it cool. Same dyno. Didn't even unstrap it from the car, change it there, and so they all did make power.
Okay, so this is actually interesting because now Ripped Gorilla is not just in here trolling. He actually is hoping that he's wrong, being this other person that made the video, that because he wants one. So again,
watch my videos, bro.
if you go and check out David's video, it will sell you on the opposite of what you've been sold from that other place because they also claimed that the 92 millimeter ported throttle bodies from Solar didn't make any power either. And I have a video on my channel clearly showing that's not the case. Not only do they make power, but they make a ton of power. So if you want to see why they've been so wrong, check out my video, check out David's video. We've covered all of this stuff.
Yeah. And I did the same. I did the 87s versus stock. I did the 91s versus stock. Again, like I said, I mean, you're not gonna, you'll see. And I did the same process where we left it on the dyno and we changed them on the dyno same day. Actually, I did the stock 87s and 91s before the 92s came out on the same day on the same dyno. So you'll get all three. And again, I'm not, it's in real time too. I walk from the side of the car right to the dyno. There's no cutting, there's no editing, there's no
Yep.
nothing. You'll see the results. And message me, email me. I'll send you graphs. I'll
Yep.
chat with you. I'll call you from yeah. But they make power, dude. All of them do.
Yep. So real quick, I got to shout out Charles Samaha again. He's now in for 40 entries, and he's giving them all to Ricky. So Ricky, your brand new Z06
Hey.
is likely to get some C8 rally driver between. Well, I don't want to say likely. You're tied right now with Kevin Reynolds, so we'll see. But definitely interesting. So, Ripped Gorilla. Yeah. So, again, check out my video because he's saying that this person also said the solar bodies didn't do anything. I clearly show that they do. And not only do they, but we dynoed them on a day that was 3 degrees different. And the day that I dynoed the throttle bodies, the solar ones, it was 3 degrees warmer, not cooler. So if anything, they should have performed a hair worse, but the temperature was close enough to being the same that temperature's not factored in. There wasn't a humidity level difference. Everything was basically as close to the same as you're going to get. So, and it was on a completely stock Z06. Nothing was changed. No air filters, no exhaust. It was simply those throttle bodies, and that's it. So I can guarantee you, I can put good money on the record that those things make power. And David did basically a very similar thing with the solar or the Eventuri to show those also made power. There was a lot wrong with the other videos that threw these on the dyno. We're not going to get into all that because we're not here to bash anybody. But at the end of the day, David did it right, and so did I. So check out both those videos if you want to see more evidence of the correct nature.
Absolutely. And honestly, man, like I said, message me. I tested other brands other than solar for throttle bodies as well. I mean, every one of them makes power. Every one of them. They really do. So, and it's a closed loop system. So the more air you give it, the computer will adjust for it. It's not as accurate as tuning it, but I can go over all of it. You can look at it. My videos are out there. Justin's videos are out there. Like I said, no editing. You'll see right away. I post the graphs. I overlay them. Nothing to hide.
Yep.
I'll gladly send you any information, bro. And I pay for all this stuff. Like, so when I was doing it, I was paying for it.
Sean says, don't you have to do a reset so the car knows that they're on there or reprograms for airflow? Yeah, so the big thing with the video, that's what I wanted to show the most because this other person did not do that. So I wanted to show the importance of, number one, disconnecting the battery, doing the relearn procedure, and then giving the car, I even gave the car about a week in between to make sure that the owner was driving it and the car, the ECM and everything was fully acclimated to the new mod, so it knew to use that extra power. That was big. That's huge. So whenever we put it back on the dyno, it came in and just like Joe said, there was 40 plus horsepower gains at 6,500 RPM. And then at peak, it settled at, I believe, 22 horsepower, which is crazy for something that insignificant install. Because number one, it's easy to install. Number two, it's not a gigantic part of the car. Number three, it's not horribly priced. It's about half the price of an Eventuri intake, which does about the same amount of power. So definitely.
And I'm actually working, and I'm actually going to be putting out a video now that I've got twin turbos on my car. So, but step mod progression, like what's worth the money and what's not.
Right.
The intake, any intake you buy, bang for your buck, buy a JLT. You want the best. You're all going to make power. Ported throttle bodies, you're going to make power. Some headers yes, some headers no. Catback exhaust, a little bit here, a little bit there, not really. But the cat deletes, you're gonna make mega power for those mods. But I'm gonna go through a video on that. But everything that you can do, there are some things that maybe you don't get a whole lot on.
Right.
But the ported throttle bodies and the Eventuri or the whatever air intake you choose, they all.
And the important part of all of this to remember is that these mods don't stack, like not at 100%. So if you get the throttle bodies and you get that 22 horsepower at peak, you're not going to also get the plus 18 or 20 that the Eventuri adds as well. Those aren't going to stack.
Some diminishing returns.
There is diminishing returns. So that's something you got to keep in mind as well. But if you're looking for
And I don't
the
know.
best first mod, honestly, I don't think I can say that anything's going to beat the 92s for the price and the power added. I don't think it's gonna do that.
Yeah, and two, I don't know what your plans are, but if you plan on unlocking the car, you will get more out of all of this as a package, because then you can actually fine tune the MAF signal and some of the other things, instead of the car kind of reading and tricking itself, whatever. You
Right.
will actually use it all. So again, it depends on what your ultimate end goal is, but you'll make power, man. And there's cheaper options, there's more, but they will
Right.
all make power.
So, Kevin Reynolds, I'm going to address this in the best way that I can. He's worried now that me and you are dumping the inventories for something better coming, and even though it's not not
Y'all should
better,
know what mine
it's
is. I put it out
yeah,
I put videos out. I put it on Instagram. Like, I
it's
got
not.
the
We're not getting rid of
oh,
it because there's a better air intake coming. We're getting rid of it because the thing that we're both doing is going to
hey, mine's out
ultimately
there,
make it
bro.
that air intake is not going to work with what we're doing. So
Yeah,
I don't want to get
mine
into
is out there.
yeah, I don't want to get into too much information, but basically, I'm not going to need an air intake anymore. I'll put it to you this way. Personally, there is not a better air intake on the market right now than the Eventuri, and
Absolutely.
there is nothing that I know of coming in the foreseeable future that's going to be better than an Eventuri. If you need an air intake on a Z06, that is the air intake to get, 100%.
Yeah,
So,
that is by far the best from a horsepower torque standpoint. Like,
yep,
I tested them all against each other. The Eventuri was the king, and I wouldn't have gotten rid of it, especially having number 5 of 20. But I don't need it. I'll
yep,
make it over 900 at the tire now. So
yep. But yeah, the Rip Gorilla says, why would he bash a product like that? It makes no sense. They have so many testimonies, and he comes out of nowhere saying because the other dynos are happy dynos. The whole thing was honestly a little strange to me, especially since it came on the heels
yeah, it was
of
weird.
a video they did for another product that they had to take back and say, oh no, sorry, it actually did make a bunch of power. And then right after that, they just so happened to have a warehouse full of that particular product, almost like they were paid off. I don't know. I'm not here to speculate.
Yeah,
I don't want to point fingers, but
I
it looked
and I was
suspicious.
on pay. Yeah, and I was not paid. Honestly, dude, like, for any of the products, I paid for them. Nobody paid me to do it. I even told the companies, "Hey, I'm gonna test this and put the results out." The JLT, the guy who's like the president of all of JLT, that's owned by whatever, he was the one who reached out to me about doing some airflow testing on there. So the airflow testing you see on their website was my inventory that I shipped to them. They sent me a pre-production JLT one, and I told them, I said, "I'm putting the results out, win or lose,"
Yep.
and that's what happened. I put them out, but I have always been, there's no such thing as a happy dyno per se from my standpoint, because every mod I've ever done on my channel, and I've probably got 200 miles on my C8 just on the dyno, no bullshit. Like, literally, I have
You
hundreds and
probably do,
hundreds of
yeah.
dyno pulls, and it's always the same dyno at the same place. My buddy Eric's shop, he's the one doing the dyno pulls, and it's in the same gear, same conditions as best we can. And when we do those things, we do them on the same day, same temperature, try to do all of that as thing. And then when we redo them for another, we do another baseline when we get there. So we've kept it as consistent as possible. But, I'm not comparing, like, for mine, it's not my car made 700,000 horsepower and Justin's on his dyno made whatever.
Yeah,
It's the same, it's the gains that you get on the same dyno. So it
right.
has nothing to do with it being a happy dyno.
100%.
And again, like I said, I mean, some of them make fantastic power, some of them make, but they're all going to make power. And even the Haltech, which came much later than the others, when I finally got my hands on that one, like, that was also when it made power. But, the hierarchy, I would say, performance wise, would be JLT, it would be Haltech, it would be Corsair, it would be Eventuri. Those would be the hierarchy
Yep.
of what I've seen performance gains wise.
Yeah, and when I ran the 92 millimeter bore throttle bodies, it was the same thing. It was the same dyno, a week
Yeah,
apart, just to
exactly.
make sure that the car was fully acclimated to those throttle bodies. And again, very similar temperature. The day I ran the 92s was actually 3 degrees warmer, so if anything, it hurt the power by a hair. But temperature wise, was so similar. There was no way that had a factor in it. But Ricky actually says that 92s will probably be his first power mod, and I would 100% agree that should be your first power mod. So
Yeah, not just that, but I mean, any of the ported throttle bodies that they currently offer, like even their original 87s, which nobody's going to do those anymore, but like even those, because I had them, tested them, drove them, the driving, the throttle tip in and the smoothness of the throttle response is a lot better on those as well. It really is. So,
Rip Gorilla says, Justin, as soon as I touch down in the States, we're going to link up. Absolutely, man. Shoot me a message.
yeah, man.
More than happy. I mean, I didn't mean to accuse you of being a troll, but believe it or not, I do get that in here sometimes where someone comes in and they just want to blindly repeat some of the garbage they've seen on the internet.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna I usually just blow past it, but for the sake of, you know, maybe somebody is actually just wanting to learn, this is exactly what we're here to do. Between educate, discuss this car. I mean, David and I live and breathe this stuff. So when we're on here talking to you guys about Corvette stuff, like, it might as well just be me and him on the phone because we're talking about the same kind of stuff.
That's what we do all the time. Yeah.
All the time. $1 million Baby says, remember, these air intakes are for naturally aspirated engines. They're not for turbos or superchargers. That's, in our case, that's true, but that's not 100% true across the board. You can get the Venturi for the ZR1 and well, I don't know about the ZR1X, but I'm guessing it would still apply.
It'd be the same.
And those are obviously
but the other
turbo.
thing, it depends on what kind of supercharger it is too. If it's a Magnuson supercharger on the top, you can still use a cold air intake on it.
Okay, there you go.
Centrifugals a little bit different, but a Mag.
I think $1 million Baby's probably just trying to shed some light on why we're selling ours. So another thing,
my information is already out there.
I'm selling, or David and I are. I don't know about David, but I'll tell you that when I sell mine, I will sell you the already cut carpet and the bubble as well. So you don't have to do anything. It's literally a put it on, you're done kind of thing.
I will too.
Because the thing he's doing and the thing that I'm doing may or may not be the same thing, but I don't need a cut piece of carpet anymore, so I'll buy a new one.
Yep. Mine will come package deal. Actually, mine will come with the shirt and the two acrylic things too. So there you go.
Let's see. General Lee's in the house. What's up, man? He says, hey, guys, too much rain to take the Z06 out. Looks good in a climate-controlled man cave / garage. Luckily, knock on wood, it was supposed to rain here today, but it is not yet. So we had decent weather. It was super humid today, but I'd take that over rain. Rip Gorilla says, Justin, I've watched every single video of yours. I watched DBM / David's videos as well. You can check. I've literally liked all of your videos and appreciate you and glad you can recognize.
That, sir.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just assumed that's what was happening. I shouldn't have, and I'm more than happy to help with this kind of stuff. So I know David is too. We're literally here to help educate if we can. And I mean, that's not to say we know everything. Absolutely not. But in this situation, him and I have both I've had 2 Venturis. He's had a couple different intakes. We know these intakes well enough to tell you we've tested the other ones. This is the one we settled on because this one is the best one. So there is no other way around.
Feel free, like you said, reach out to Justin or message me through Instagram or whatever. I mean, I'll call you through what. I mean, we'll talk. I don't care. I'll go over everything. And I got no skin in the game. I don't get money from these people. I'm just going to take it straight up. This is what I tested, and here's the results. So I even did 60 to 130 and all that kind of stuff too with them.
Yep.
So yeah, it's.
Texas Clay is in the house. What's up, man?
Hey, Clay.
Happy to see you here. Real quick, guys, I want to talk about the giveaway tonight. For those of you just joining, we are giving away the C8 Rally Driver carbon fiber trunk handle. That will be given away tonight. And alongside the billet oil dipstick cover, which will be either this one in any one of those anodized colors or the Gemini Rocket one that I just put on my car. If you saw the video, you'll have your choice on which one you want. So the carbon fiber grab handle, I've already said a couple times, but it's one of those things that it really does help kind of spice up that area in your engine bay, which is actually not really in the engine bay. It's more obviously on the hatch. But one of the first people that came up to my car at a car show just recently noticed it almost immediately, and I thought that was really funny because it's not like super in your face, but it's a super high quality part. C8 Rally Driver is always making really high quality stuff. And if you don't win this stuff tonight, guys, you can always use my code HPO. We'll save you 10% on anything on their website anyway. So check it out. even if you don't win tonight, go over there, check out their parts. They make really nice stuff. And I mean, even David has some on his car as well. So
Yep. Sure do. Yeah, and
let's
again, I
see.
can't see the comments, guys. So if Justin catches them, flags them, we'll see them. So I'm not ignoring anybody. I promise.
Yeah. Ricky actually asked for David.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
David, have you seen any results for the Hall Tech intake?
I have. I have some. I'll send you.
There you go. See?
Yeah, it's close. Like I said, to me, honestly, the course and the Haltech are kind of a toss up performance wise. I personally like the look of the course a little bit better than the Haltech, but the Haltech's a great intake. Bang for your buck, it's really hard to beat that one and the Corsa one without like extra panel. But you got my number, man. Hit me up. I'll go over plus minus on all of them for you and let you know, man.
Perfect. $1 Million Baby says, Justin, I have a factory OEM rear engine cover that was not cut or modified, but you will still need new carpet. That'd be awesome because I'm pretty sure I threw mine away because I was certain I would never move on past the inventory. Things change. So if that's the case,
Yeah.
$1 Million Baby, if you would be willing to shoot me an email and we'll definitely talk about that because I am going to need one.
Yep.
It makes the hatch open and close faster. So believe it or not, Ricky, I know you're saying that as a joke, but what I did notice is when I changed the carbon fiber trim around the rear window on the coupe with RSC stuff, I took off all the carbon flash and put on carbon fiber around that whole piece. I did notice that the rear hatch does open much faster and it's harder to pull down because it is literally lighter weight. And I would have never guessed. I mean, it took off like just shy of 2 pounds, which is a good bit of weight,
Yeah.
of course. But at the same time, I didn't really realize that amount of weight would have made that much of a difference. So this is only 0.15 ounces, so probably not going to be much of a difference there, but every little bit off that hatch makes those struts work a lot more efficiently.
Well, and I will say the one thing I do love about I have the Paragon struts, the carbon fiber ones. I love that it doesn't go up and you have to push it up, that it goes like to
All
the
the way
working
up.
height.
Yep.
Oh my god, dude, that is the best thing ever. The best.
Kevin, trust me whenever I say that what I'm doing is not something most people are. Well, no, that's not the way to put it. You know what? It doesn't. I'm twin turbo in my car. David already did his. I'm doing mine as well. That means I don't need the air intake anymore. It's not that I found a better replacement for the Venturi. That doesn't exist, and I don't think that it's ever going to. But if you twin turbo your car, you do not need that air intake anymore. So that's what I'm doing. That's what David already did, and because of that, we're going to be making ridiculous power, and we don't need the intake. So that's the only reason I'm selling it. If I was not twin turboing this car, that intake would not be sold. That is the intake.
Exactly the same. Exactly the same. Especially given the fact that I had like one of the first edition. Yeah. No, I would never sell that thing.
Anthony George says, so will you still get a ZR1? No. I'm out of the ZR1 game. I've had too many dealers tell me I'm going to get it and then back out and then give me ridiculous runarounds with over MSRP costs. I'm not going to worry about it. To be honest, David and I are going to be making so close to ZR1 power. Plus, I get to keep Seawolf Gray on my Z06. I'm just going to keep that, and that'll be that.
Yeah. Yep.
A turbo is an intake, says Engineered Insanity. That's basically the reason we don't need it.
That's exactly what it is.
Yep.
Yep. And it blows right through the intercooler brick right into the manifold.
Smack says, if anything, it now looks like others are copying the Venturi by doing carbon fiber cutouts, etc. That's it. They're going to try to copy that because the Venturi's been very successful at capturing the market, making the most power, definitely having the nicest look. I can't even tell you how many times people have come up to my car at car shows and mistook, and I don't pretend to understand this, but they mistook the Venturi intake for twin turbos.
Oh yeah.
I have no idea.
Early.
Yeah, I don't know why that happens, but I got that, I would say, literally probably 20 plus times. And I don't even know how to answer that because I'm looking at it, I'm like, how do you think that looks like a twin turbo setup? Like, it's just a big block of carbon fiber, but whatever. I'm not gonna say anything. So yeah, it's a nice piece. It's really a very big conversation piece at car shows.
It is.
And Ripped Gorilla, I totally agree. I like what he said. I'm not going to repeat it. I'll put it on the screen. That is exactly. The filters
I'm
are right on the turbos. That's that.
They
And
are on the turbos. Yep.
David's is already done. Mine is going to be done a little differently than David's, and it's going to actually have some interesting selling points for you guys as well. So stay tuned for this. This is coming very soon, and it's definitely going to be something most of you guys are going to be interested in. So stay tuned.
And if I hadn't have been so early, I would have done mine probably the same way Justin did. But I'm certainly not unhappy with mine. Like I'm making ZR1 stock ZR1 power right now in my Z06, hands down, easy.
Steven says even Turi is used with Magnuson supercharger, but not turbos. Well, technically on a ZR1, it's technically with turbos, but
yeah, and
I know
you can use them with the Maggies and the positive displacement blowers on the top. And then even Tree makes a separate setup for the ZR1, which would be the same for the ZR1X, like the way it is. It's got a little bit different carbon fiber routing, but it's the same. It's the same deal. It's the same deal, and it makes power on the ZR1 as well. It does. It's just the problem with the ZR1 is you're kind of almost at the limit of fueling from the factory, so it's kind of you're going to run kind of lean a little bit. You need more octane, but which is where I'm at on my maxed.
Anthony George said Rumblebee funds, LOL, all good. My Rumblebee funds are not being affected by this twin turbo kit. We will talk way more about it in the future. Just stay tuned.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rip Gorilla says twin turbo, you'll be killing ZR1s in no time. I'll tell you what, man. Like I had a couple options here with either getting a ZR1 and keeping my Z06 because they're different enough that I wasn't going to get rid of my Z06. I put too much time and money into it. Unless someone offered me a ridiculous amount for that, the Z06 was staying anyway. But now with literally over the past like 4 days, I've had 3 different dealers just jerking me around on this where they're promising MSRP and then at the last second hit me with 60K over. And it's like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, let's do something different. And I saw what David was doing and I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. Like, talk to me. And then we kind of went from there. It's like I said, it's going to be different than David's. It's not even with the same company, but not that I wouldn't go with that company, but we'll talk about all that. I don't want to get too much into it yet.
I'll say, yeah, but when you start talking about why you went the way you went, like everybody, it's going to make sense. Everybody's going to understand like exactly why. Because it honestly, like I said, had I not been so early, it would have been probably the way I would have gone. But
yeah,
again, the only thing you guys have to understand, and I'm going to, as Justin and I bring all this to you, you know, it's going to have ZR1, stock ZR1 power. It's going to be kind of stock ZR1 time, stock ZR1 performance to a point.
Yeah.
You are not going to be able to push this thing to 1,1300 horsepower without insane amount of money, insane amount of mods, the transmission, the input shaft, the axles. I mean, you're talking about all kinds of low side fuel pressure. Because where I'm going to be at to get to about that stock power, well, I'll talk about it. You guys will get all this content. Is what we have always been saying since we started getting ZR1s on the dyno was that we're running out of low side fuel pressure. And at that point, you got to make that decision. Are you going all in build, or are you just going to be happy running right there with the ZR1s?
Yep.
That's where we're at.
Snowcone says, I trusted in turbo sizes and boost level, guessing low. Yeah, so I think, David, you were at 6?
Yeah, it's a 7 PSI setup, but since I have ported throttle bodies, ported intake manifold, long tubes, no cats, all that stuff, it's more efficient for flip. But I'm running 6 PSI right now.
Yeah. Odds are good. I'll be right on the same amount.
Yeah, I mean, I'm making 830 on 93 and over 900 on MS 109.
So Professor Corvette says, for me, how many videos will a twin turbo install be? And here's where things get really interesting, Professor.
Yeah.
It'll be 1.
Yeah.
And it will be probably less than 20 minutes. So stay tuned for that. This is going to be a very interesting kind of setup.
That's going to be so much fun, too.
Yeah.
To do that on your car.
General Lee says, hey, guys, adding that much power, will you have to make adjustments to the transmission at all? Yes. This was the big kind of missing link to all of this, is that without trans tuning, this stuff just doesn't work right. And now that we have it, now we want it. If you know what I mean.
And that was one of the reasons, guys, why I never really entertained this. I actually, and I can tell you guys this now, when I was first talking about all these power mods, I actually had a nitrous build set up because, you know, I could, you know, come off the spray at shifts and whatever else. But anyway, the long and short of it is, what, you know, and probably the most well sorted car from a build standpoint that I've ever experienced is Steven's twin turbo E-Ray. And that was the issue, that they were pulling power at the shifts and it just wasn't shifting like stock. And that was his biggest thing was, hey, it's a badass car. It's a built car. It sounds insane. It's amazing, but it doesn't drive like stock. But now with these cars, you can tune the train, so you don't need a clutch pressure controller anymore. So that's out the window. You can up the line pressure. You can do that, and they will get better. It's better now, where it's almost factory as far as shifting and the way it goes. But they'll get better about it. But that was the missing piece, and that's like people that have worked on these cars and built these cars, like Steven, have said for all along, like trans tuning will change the game. And as soon as it was unlocked, I was like, hey, I need to change, and I changed the whole build. I've got an original set of pistons that was being built for nitrous. Now they're being built for everything else, but I've already got my ported heads. My heads are ported. They're on the car, so I have ported heads. So that's all done. So again, it was going one way, but when trans tuning unlocked, that changed literally everything, and that's where we're at. So yeah, you do have to adjust the trans tuning to really get the best out of these cars.
So Jay Browsington asked about if we're going to tune the trans. The answer is obviously very much so. Yes, it has to. Guys, we got 180 people in here watching, 113 likes. Let's smash those thumbs ups if you can. Rip Gorilla says, well, it's also super rare. Who else twin turbos the Z06? Your channels will grow immensely. And this is kind of, I don't know about David, but this is kind of a choice that I had to make as well. Because it's like, where I sit currently with my Z06, I paid roughly $140,000 out the door for that car. I would have to add another 120 plus to that price to get a ZR1. And that gets me roughly 340-ish more horsepower than I have currently. Or I spend much less and get a twin turbo setup and have roughly the same amount of horsepower. So, and I get to keep the car I've already modded to the moon and back. One of those options makes more sense, especially since these dealers keep jerking us around. So yeah. I said, you know what, this makes total sense, and it's going to be something good for the channel, and it's going to be something good for all you guys too, because you're going to see you can do this too, and you don't have to take out a second mortgage on your house to do it. So
yeah, it's going to be such a great entry point, guys, for what Justin's going to be bringing. It's going to change the game. I'm telling you, it's going to change the game.
And yeah, Kevin Reynolds said, Justin, I heard distress in your voice over the last several shows concerning the 01. Max out the Z06. And that's where I'm at with it. I'm tired of dealing with it. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, these dealers are just something else. I go to my local dealership and say, hey, I want the new TRX. And he's like, okay, writes it down on a piece of paper, says, you're number one. There you go. MSRP. Not even a discussion. And it's like, how is that happening for everything except for a Corvette? It seems like Corvette is the only one that we're getting charged over MSRP for. It's stupid. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So, like, if not only that, I'm number one on a different dealer, local dealer, for a Rumblebee. And it's like, these things are hot freaking commodities amongst the Dodge Ram guys. And it's like, I can walk in and get the first one out of my dealership. It doesn't make sense.
Right. Well, and when it came down to me, like, I'm not as concerned about Justin is about content or good for the channel. If it grows the channel, great. This is not how I make my living. It's fine, whatever. But what it came down to me was, as a package, when my car is done, is it going to be as sorted and as whatever as a stock ZR1 from GM with a warranty? Right. No. But where I'm at with it is that was the only negative I had about Steven's ZR1 when I got to experience it, go to the track with him. I drove it, whatever else, was that it just sounded so tame. Now, once it's like full whale, sure, it sounds better, but the shift points are lower. It just wasn't as raw to me. So I can get 95% of the experience and the performance and whatever else, and still keep what to me makes the Z06 special. The Z06 isn't, it's not the fastest, vet that's out there, right? Obviously, but the sound, the way it feels, all that, and I get to keep a lot of that. And like my first few shorts I've put up, I have the first one with the stock headers and the second with the 841s. It sounds insane. Like, this car sounds nuts, and that's what I wanted to keep. So. Yep.
And we got one from Anthony George that says, pour one out for the warranties. You're totally right. The warranties are obviously gone here, but the thing is like, I've said this to pretty much everybody I know. My warranty was gone a long time ago. Like, I'm not worried about this kind of thing affecting my warranty because my warranty was gone a while ago, like I said. So my car you're here. You're here, David. You're back. My car has just been officially fully tuned, so the warranty's gone anyway. So I'm not worried about it. Can you hear us, David?
Hello.
I'm guessing no.
Hello.
I can hear you. We can see you, but I guess you can't hear us.
Oh, there you are.
Okay.
Hey!
All right. I was gonna say we could hear you,
You
but
froze with the best look on your face, Julian.
nice. The freezing thing's never. It's never flattering for anybody. Charles says, "I love your choice." I had a feeling most of you guys would.
Thank you, Charles.
It's
And the turbos sound so good. Like the
Yeah,
stock
they do.
ZR1 turbos do not sound as exciting to me as you would think a turbo sound would be. These sound amazing with the blow off valves. They spool so fast. You know, that was the thing. That was the biggest difference between Siemens E-Ray and ZR1, right? Like the sound was night and day. Dude, those turbos, put the top down and
Yep.
oh my God, it's so much fun.
And yeah, guys,
I'm gonna be downshifting just to hear the blow off valves all the time.
if you guys didn't see the post, I have some new emojis in there. Obviously, Jay Brazelton has found them. I think it was you, Jay, that said that we needed an emoji for a high wing. So I immediately went and made an emoji of my high wing.
I saw that.
So
I saw your high wing emoji.
that one and the number one HPO thing, those are emojis now, if you remember. So check that out. Yeah, I'm guessing no, LOL. Awesome choice. Definitely going the same route. Can't wait to see your choices. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. So stay tuned, guys. It's going to be happening pretty quickly here. So, yeah. Professor Corvette says, so is the C9 going to be the next upgrade of the Z06? Most likely. I'm kind of done at this point. I'm so over the dealer games. It's not even funny. And I really hope that everybody else is too, to the point where they can't keep doing this. Like, just stop it and let us get the freaking car. So, yeah, Kevin says Z06 is my exit car. I agree. Like, I'm with the C8 lineup. I'm kind of done with it. But and you get to mostly you get to keep your frunk. You'll see why that's slightly different. But anyway, let's real quick go over the giveaway again for anybody who's new in here. We got 170 people watching, 122 thumbs ups. Smash the thumbs up. If you guys want to get in on the giveaway tonight, it is going to be a carbon fiber grab handle from C8 Rally Driver. This is obviously for the coupe. But if you win, you're going to get this, and you're also going to get the billet aluminum dipstick cover, and that will come in any one of those anodized colors with a Corvette flag laser etched on it, or you can choose the Gemini rocket version, which I just put on my car in my previous video. So if you wanted to see what that looks like, I got a video for you. Check it out on the channel. If you want to grab these, you can enter for $10 via Venmo or right here on YouTube under Super Chat. $10 will get you an entry. $50 or more is double entries. We just got another entry here from James. So nice. I'll get you in there for your 3 entries, James. In for 3. And this is probably a pretty good segue to start talking about the Grand Sport. So, yeah, let's just jump right into this. So, this past Thursday, the review embargoes ended. We talked about this last week, that Thursday was going to end the review embargoes. And so we got some reviews, the very first one from Savage Geese. And some people decided to kind of cherry pick information from that video and start putting out, I don't know, I honestly don't know if these people are trolling or if they were serious about what they were saying. They cherry picked information and kind of said, oh, the Grand Sport's faster than a 06. It's not. It is not. That is not the case. GM is never going to do that with the way that their lineup works with any of the Corvettes. The Z06 is always slotted above the Grand Sport. That's just the way it's going to be. This is not me hating on a Grand Sport or hating on an E-Ray or hating on a Grand Sport X. This is me just simply restating where the Z06 sits in the C8 lineup. It's not going to sit below the Grand Sport. It's going to sit above it. So therefore, GM is telling you which car is better than the previous overall. This does not necessarily mean that car's better for you, but overall, it is the better car according to GM. So, with that said, if you guys watch the Savage Geese video and actually don't cherry pick data, you're going to find that while the Savage Geese guys are talking to the GM engineer, he flat out tells them that the Grand Sport is 2 seconds slower on their test track than the Z06. And right behind the Grand Sport is the Grand Sport X, because it is not built for the track. I've been telling you guys this for years now. It is not a track car. The Grand Sport X is going to have a lot of horsepower. It is not built for the track. Just like the E-Ray was not built for the track. If you can buy an E-Ray, if you really want that 0 to 60 performance or drag strip performance, you're going to get it. But it's not the same as what the Z06 is built for. So this is fact. This is not my feelings. This is not how it should be, blah, blah, blah. This is fact. Z06 slotted above E-Ray, slotted above Grand Sport X, slotted above Grand Sport. There's a reason for that. It does not mean it's the better car for you, but it does mean it is the better overall car in GM's lineup. That's that. So again, Savage Geese, engineer said, Grand Sport's 2 seconds behind Z06. Grand Sport X is right behind that Grand Sport because it's not track focused. It's literally right in their video. Just pay attention to what when you're watching it and don't cherry pick data. I know David kind of has some stuff to say about that as well, but this ultimately,
yeah, I mean, like I watched the video too, and again, I mean, there's a couple of things like I heard what he said on that too, but like, and I've commented on all, like I've gone back and forth with folks on social this past week. I think anything that's not a GSX is going to get fucking murdered on the street. Okay, like I'm just going to tell you that much right
absolutely.
now. That car is going to be
a ton of power.
insane. Mm-hmm. It's going to be so sketchy. It's so good. But my problem with the Savage Geese testing was the difference in the temperature for the tires.
That's the big one.
Temperature performance.
55 degrees with Sport Cup 2Rs. It's amazing they didn't just fly off the track.
Well, and again, it's not really apples to apples. You know, that's kind of my concern with that. I'm really, and I've said this a bunch of times too, I hope that Car and Driver doesn't do a GSX first. I hope they put a Grand Sport first in the Lightning Lap this year coming up, or do both. You know, not just one or the other, but like start with the Grand Sport and go up. You know, the other thing is, and I don't know if you're watching, I'm going to call you out on this one, Corey. Okay, Corey from Paragon, and Paragon did a lot of testing with their Grand Sport this week. And I want to thank them for bringing that. Nobody's doing it. You guys brought 060s, 6130s, quarter times, dyno. Like you guys killed it. But the 060, I think the Grand Sport they got, I think, and again, guys, your dash timers are wrong. These are real world conditions with traction is an issue, right? I think they got a 355 with the Grand Sport and a 3.58 with the Z06 with obvious like tire squill and things like this. So it was 300ths of a second. And then it was the Grand Sport is faster. But then he went on, Corey, to say that the 60 to 130 was 10.3 seconds in a Grand Sport. Now,
that's awful.
Okay. Stock Z06s run 8-second flats. Now, is an 8-second 60 to 130 a heroic time in this day and age? No, it's not.
But it's faster.
It's 2.3 seconds. Not even a little bit faster. It's 2.3 seconds faster than a Grand Sport. The quarter mile times, again, I want to see some more testing, but again, like the it's faster. It's not, Corey. It's not. It has less horsepower. It has less horsepower, and it hooked better. So therefore, it got to 60 quicker. But
this is what I'm talking about with the hierarchy of where GM puts these cars. GM is going to slot it where it should be as the overall performance variant. I mean, just like the CR1 is slotted above the Z06 because it is a faster, more built car. There's no way around it.
And I'm going to say, everybody, hands up right now. The GSX is going to murder so many cars. It is going to be so quick on the street.
Yeah.
Because it's got more power, whatever. And then when you're talking about faster, right? Like power does matter. Okay. Mm-hmm. And the dyno, I think, what did they dyno? 450 something?
Yeah.
I don't know, it was somewhere around 460. You guys can put in the comments. I'm not 100%. I watched the video when it first came out, and the torque was solid. Their torque was like 440 or something.
Yeah,
like
it almost matched. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Like that is a solid performance number from a car that's just barely broken in, that has no mods, completely stock. That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome, right? But your 0 to 60, they were getting 580, 570, somewhere like high 500s. You're talking 120 more horsepower and only like 40 or 50 less torque, because I think they made like 412, 420 torque, right? Yes, it's up there in the higher in the RPM range, but we're talking a lot more power. And again, the testing that they did just shows that a car that has better traction because it has a little bit less horsepower gets to 60 miles an hour
Right.
quicker. It's a slower car
Yeah.
because the 6130 proves it. Slower car. But
I'm so glad that it's
I
you
want to
saying this and
see.
not me, man. Everybody just thinks I hate, but here it is. David's dropping facts
No,
on
no,
us
no, no.
today.
And I have no problem
I know.
acknowledging that if
I
you
know.
can't get the power down at the street, it doesn't matter if you've got 3,000 horsepower. It doesn't
Totally
matter.
agree.
You will get beat by a Stingray if you can't get your power down. Hands down, period. But a 60 to 130 of 10.3 versus like 8 seconds, basically, give or take 8.1 is, I mean, I ran eights all day long, stock all day long. You know, Brandon did too, other people did too. It's pretty well documented. But it's not, and eight's not fast. I'm not saying it's a lightning fast. Eight is not fast for M cars will run that, no problem.
Right.
Boom, done. Right? It's not a fast time, 60 to 130, right? But it is not a faster car.
So
Is it a really good performance value? Hell
sure.
yeah, it is.
Absolutely, yeah.
The only other issue I have is to get full potential out of this car, you really need to get the track pack with the carbon ceramic brakes, the aero
Yep.
package, all stuff. And
And
now
then
you're
you're
talking
not
about
and then yeah, then you're right there with CO6 prices. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. But I'm not hating. I love this. This is
I,
gonna be
that and this is
freaking
where I've
awesome.
been for years, David. I've been thrown into the E-Ray hate jail. When I don't hate an E-Ray, I just
I'm
simply
probably gonna end
talk
up
the
in Grand
facts.
Sport. I'm probably gonna end up in Grand
Yeah,
Sport jail. But you
yeah.
guys can look back at every live, and Justin will tell you this. I say every time after next generation's out, the Grand Sport is the best track car bang for your buck that you can buy, hands down, because when the used prices push it down, it always ends up being a fantastic performance dollar bargain.
I think
Period.
that changes for the C8 lineup. I think that I
It
would agree with
may.
that with the C6 and C7 because they weren't
It
supercharged or
may.
turboed, but the C6 or the C8 Z06 I think is going to stay that bang for buck car.
I'm just gonna call it like it is. Can you get to 60 quicker with a lower horsepower car that'll hook on the street? Yep. Is the GSX gonna like right now? I can't run with an E-Ray on the street. Like, I mean,
Oh
we'll
yeah,
see if
0
I
to
can hook
60
with
you
the
won't.
turbos. But
I mean,
like,
it's all wheel drive.
no, I
There's no
won't.
way around that.
Nate, thank you. You proved that many times over as he outran me from a dig and from like low rolls and everything else. I
Yeah,
can't. And the GSX is going to be that much better. I
right.
love the fact that the vet is getting a 409. I love fact that the base Stingray is going to have this basically the same performance, guys.
And this
It's
is
going to end up in a Camaro with a manual. Think about that for a second, guys. Like
this is one of the
this
reasons
is
why
exciting
I
shit.
wanted to talk about that Stingray we were offering in the beginning of this show. And actually, Tegan Anthony had asked about getting that car. All you got to do is you can email us, horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com, and I'll put you right in touch with the person you need to be talking to that will save you $6,000 off the price of that car. So horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com. I'll make sure to take care of you. But Brad says something here interesting for you, especially David. He says, y'all need to add Z06R badges to those twin turbo Z06s.
Oh my God.
I'm
How
not
did
gonna
you
say
know?
I'm not gonna say why that's interesting. I'll let David do it, but
Lord have
it's
mercy. Y'all don't
interesting.
see it, Carlisle. Y'all
Yeah.
don't see it, Carlisle. Yeah, man.
Uh,
Anyway, and I think Steven had a comment. I can't see the comments, but I can't see because Steven and I have talked about this about how, like, the Grand Sport bang for your buck is a good buy. It really is. But also, we can't be in this realm where we think the Z06 is like the slayer of all things, right? But we have to say, okay, 60 to 130, 8 seconds is not really a fast car, but it's faster than 2.3. And again, I mean, I want to see lightning lap. Okay, I'm not saying Savage Geese's driver is not a good driver. Fine, whatever. I mean, I'm sure he's very capable
oh yeah,
and way better than
he
this.
definitely is.
But I even told Steven the other day when we were talking, I was like, bro, if I was going to build a track car, it ain't a Grand Sport either. It's a base Stingray that I'm going to gut and make a track car of, and I will just blister shit. You know what I mean? Just because you can the way you can take out, the way you can set up, and again, a lot of classes, guys, when I would run a class, but you're limited by what horsepower you can have. But yeah, I mean, I'm not in that band to say like, you
So,
know,
Rally Roofers says GM is supposed to be progressing with the latest release model, not degrading. Come on, GM. So this is an interesting setup from GM because usually the Grand Sport comes right after the Z06. They waited longer in this in the C8 lineup to release the Grand Sport, so it does start to kind of look a little weird. But what I wanted to comment on mostly was what David was just saying is the driver of Savage Geese in the Savage Geese video, very good driver, did exactly what I would expect him to do. And I know, David, you're waiting for those lightning lap times, but the biggest reason why the Grand Sport was faster in that video than the Z06 is 1,000% because of the temperature they ran it in. The Z06 with Cup 2R tires was done in 55-degree weather, while the Grand Sport was done in 80-degree weather. Anybody who has ever put one of these cars on a Sport Cup 2R knows, without a doubt, that under probably 75 degrees, Sport Cup 2Rs are basically hockey pucks. You are sliding on the road. You are not getting traction. So for anybody to see those results and go, oh, the Grand Sport's faster, you are out of your freaking mind. It's that simple. The tires matter more than anything. And the Savage Geese guys said that 100%. They said the tires matter more than anything here. So the fact that they both have the same tires on two horribly different temperature days, that's 100% the difference.
Yeah, the other thing is, I think, and again, I've had this conversation with other folks as well. But, again, I think you'll start to see these splits in times on bigger, longer, faster tracks and shorter tracks. The time difference is going to be a little less because, again, of things like torque and that. I don't know yet what the gearing in the new Grand Sport is. I really want to know that because that's a lot of folks that are on big tracks. There's it's a dog 4 to 5. Like the Z06 is a dog 4 to 5. So from that standpoint of like, is the gearing better? Did they fix the gearing issue? Because that also, like, if the gearing's more aggressive,
I don't think they did.
You're going to get more out of it. I mean, we'll see because the Stingray gearing might be better too. We'll see. But I still stand by my statement that anything that's not a ZR1X, a Grand Sport X is going to absolutely murder. That car is going to be.
Professor Corvette says they just replaced the Z06 badge with an HPO badge. And then he also goes on to say, this is great. Grand Sport, the thinkable has arrived. Not the unthinkable, but the unthinkable was the Z06. The thinkable is the Grand Sport.
Right. Again, and I'm honestly super excited that this is what's coming in a base Corvette.
I agree. And for the price of the base model Grand Sport, it is a ridiculously good value. When these kind of cars come out, we all win because you can get this kind of performance at an $88,000 car, which you'll probably never. Well, you're not going to see that price for a minute, but once you get that at $88,000, that is a ridiculously good deal. Now, if you start comparing, like David said, you kind of need the track package on this car. If you start comparing the track package prices with some of these brand new Z06s that are, 26 leftover models or even, 27s that have been sitting on the lot for more than a couple months, you're going to start seeing the Grand Sport is more expensive than the Z06. And that's where my opinion is heavily changed here because at that point, the Grand Sport is not worth it. It is 100% not worth it for me. I'm not going to make up your mind. I'm just here to give you the facts. That is not a car I would consider with the price tags being where they're at over the Z06.
Well, and honestly, the more exciting thing to me is not this point, but 3, 4, 5 years down the road because this engine is not going to stay at the current output level. It is definitely going to go into the C9. I'm calling it right now. And the other thing is, this engine is going to end up in a Camaro with a manual transmission as well.
Yeah.
The
way that they designed this engine, there's no way they're done with it after the Grand Sport. I mentioned this the day we knew what the LS6 was, that it was going to be the base C9 engine because all of the work they did with this engine to only create 40 more horsepower, 50 more horsepower, there's no way. This engine is easily capable of 600 plus. And the fact that they didn't turn it up tells me they're going to for the C9 or, in your situation, the Camaro.
Yeah, and again, that's what I'm saying. Like, even if you got it in its current form with a manual in a Camaro, that's going to be freaking awesome. I mean, that's exciting. But you look at it from where it's going to go in the future. Like I said, that to me is the most. And then when it does get unlocked, I mean, can you imagine? Hey, who doesn't want a 409? Right, 409, like that's magical. That's not as good as 427, but 409. But then
It starts with
you
a
do a
4.
simple heads cam intake package on this, like who knows where this Joker's going? Hell, don't even change the heads game, the intake and the heads. Just do a cam. It's got more than enough compression, dude. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yep. Yeah, Vlad says, watched a review today that talked about the Grand Sport where they said it was a $140,000 review car. That's well within Z06 money. It absolutely is. And this is where the argument breaks down for me that there is nothing that you can add to that Grand Sport for that amount of money that would sway my decision to not go with the Z06 very well optioned at that price instead. It's that simple.
And I think Corey brought up some good points. You know, I mean, I kind of called you out a little bit. We're friends, guys. It's not like we're fighting or anything. Like, I mean, legitimately, we talk offline. But he also brought up some good points too about like you can't get the carbon fiber steering wheel, and there's a lot of other stuff you can't get, right? So there are some things that are kind of, well, they're going to give you all this over here, but you can't quite get some of this over here, right? Where when he was talking about getting rid of his E-Ray, getting the Grand Sport and that kind of thing, like to me, the E-Ray platform is magnificent. The GSX platform is going to be ridiculous, and it's all in what you want out of the experience, right? Because honestly, it doesn't matter what car any of us get from a standpoint of anything above a base zero. None of us can drive these cars. Well, there's a few of you out there. I'm sorry if I put you in that kind of, but none of us can really drive these cars to 100% of their capability. Let's be real.
Yep.
So this is all bench arguing and pontificating and these things, but I've always been one that like let's call it what it is and let's just go from there.
See,
Enjoy
for me, it's not necessarily that I've always preferred a track kind of car. It's not because I live on the track. I go to the track very, very, very infrequently. But even driving a track car spiritedly, I know a lot of people like this, spirited driving on back roads in a track car is noticeably different to me than spiritedly driving a car that's not built for the track. You're going to feel that difference. So even though I'm not driving that car at 100%, that does not mean I don't feel the difference. And that's where
when we argue things.
If you put me in the Grand Sport X on back roads, I am 100% going to feel that difference, and I'm not going to like it.
Well, and two, like you can feel the weight, you can feel the push a little bit, but again, but when we're talking about track times and these type of things, and 2 seconds on this or whatever, none of us are capable of putting it within those. From a standpoint of, I like that feel too. I like that stiff feel. I like to boom, boom, boom. I like the bumps. I like all that.
Right.
Just because that's what I like. If I wanted a car that I was going to daily, I mean, the E-Ray is almost impossible to beat. Same with the Grand Sport X. The GSX is going to be hands down the best Grand Touring Corvette that was ever put out. It's going to be legitimately insanely good. And you can.
I'll tell you what. And for those of you out there who think that I'm an E-Ray hater, mark my words. If they don't crack the ECM on the GSX, it maybe ever, but especially initially, the E-Ray is the better car. The E-Ray will be the car people are going to want. Even though the GSX comes stock with more power, if you get an E-Ray and you throw any kind of additional power at it with a tune, you are now in the faster of the two cars. So, all of you guys who think I hate the E-Ray, not only do I not hate it, I'm telling you, as of right this second, July 27th, it's the better buy if you're looking to mod it. So, if that doesn't change, then what I just said won't either.
And you don't have to go crazy, like Steven. Like Corey's build is a legitimately everyday build that anybody could do that's going to be relatively reliable once they got the initial problem sorted out. Let's not talk about that. But he was making like 800 and something. It's a tire with the whole front motor, rear motor, whatever else with the Pro Charger. The Maggie's the same way. And even before all this tuning and building and turbos and all this stuff came out, I think every conversation I ever had with Steven, he would say, honestly, the best driver car out of all of this was the E-Ray with just the 600 and whatever Magnuson supercharger on it. You drove it that first year at the Bash, whatever. He's like, that was like, it drove like factory, but it had more power. He said that was the best setup for anybody just being like wanting a little bit more. And I can't disagree, but I'm with you 100%. The E-Ray, like they were getting cheap. they're going to stop getting cheap because they're going to
I
start
was
getting
going to
in
say
demand.
they're going to continue to get cheap until people start to
Until,
realize
that's
you
right.
can't tune the GSX. And assuming it stays that
That's
way for
right.
any long period of time, those of you out there with an E-Ray, your prices are going to be going up.
Yep. Sure enough.
Guys, smash the thumbs up button. We are going to do this giveaway here very soon. So if you're just now tuning in, we are giving away the C8 carbon fiber trunk handle from C8 Rally Driver. This is going to be given away tonight alongside the oil dipstick cover. And this is in billet aluminum. And it's in any one of the colors that are here on the screen. Or if you want the Gemini rocket that I just recently installed instead of this oil cover, you can get that as well. So both of these will go to one winner tonight. If you want to jump in on this, it's $10 for an entry, $50 for double or more for double entries. So get in on this. We're going to be doing that probably within the next 5 minutes. So get in on it as soon as you can here because it is getting given away tonight.
And I do like the sound of the LS6. I do like it. High compression, it's more displacement.
It's a V8 engine. It's very rare that I ever hear a V8 engine that I don't like the sound of. So it's not my opinion of this is not swayed at all by the love or hate of the sound of that engine. I think it sounds just fine.
Oh no, I love it. It's great.
But yeah, I mean it's one of those things for me. The Z06, you're not going to change the fact that the Z06 sounds freaking amazing. I mean, it's like supercar level sounds. And for the most part, I have yet to meet a person who says, "Oh, I don't like the sound of the Z06." Come on, man. Yes, you do.
Actually,
and it's like,
huh? Actually, I had one guy just recently message me. He was like, I've never liked the sound of the Z06. I was like, okay.
That guy, $100 says he has either a Stingray or a Grand Sport or something with your typical pushrod V8. And
I was thinking
he wants.
I'm thinking he was more like an M God with the V6 shit.
I mean that's true too.
I was thinking.
But either way, whatever it is that he has is something that he has to justify that he has this instead of the Z06. So he's got to take down the Z06 guys. It's such a weird mentality I've seen online of people doing that kind of thing. And I don't know why. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like,
I don't know because
there's no way you dislike the sound of the.
He didn't have any cars on his profile, so I was like, he must have an M car or something.
It's probably or a Mustang. Like that's, it's typically Mustang guys that do that. But
oh yeah, you know.
John Perkins, I did get your Venmo. You are on the list, and you are, like it or not, John. You are going to end up a carbon fiber fanatic. It's
right.
You don't have a choice because I mean you enter in on all this carbon fiber stuff.
And once
you're already there.
There's no turning back.
Yeah, no, there's not. Anthony George, I got you in for 2 entries, and yep, that's it. We're caught up. So if you guys want to get in, let's try to do it within the next couple minutes. Yeah, Jay Brazelton is only in for $20 tonight. So can he win? We'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Nobody out push rods the general. Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing is it's like GM still using push rod technology. I love that. I really do because it's tried and true. They make some of the most bulletproof engines out there. And I would never in a million years say, oh, get rid of the push rod. Like I love what the Z06 did. I absolutely love it. But that does not mean I don't love the typical push rod. I still have my C7 ZR1. That's a push rod. And it's like that engine, that sound, I can 100% appreciate that alongside the Z06, which is why I know anybody out there saying, oh, the Z06 is awful, I can't stand it. I know you're full of it because I can appreciate both, so can you.
And a cammed LS, or LT, like those overhead valve, like cammed, that is just, that chop is just delicious.
Yeah, you would know, wouldn't you?
I would. And even my Challenger, it's overhead valve and it's cammed. It still sounds good. Like a cammed overhead valve motor sounds amazing.
Yeah. Kevin Horan, I got you for 2 entries as well. And Texas Clay, I got you in for 10 entries. So we are moving right along. Zeus says, how do you get in on the giveaways? You can send right here on Super Chat via YouTube in the comment section. You'll see a little money icon to the right. If you click on that, it will
Right.
let you send money through YouTube, or you can send it on Venmo just to Horsepower Obsessed. Once I get it, I'll add you to the list. So we had Texas Clay and who else just entered? Who was that? Oh, Kevin Ryan. 2. Perfect. All right. So, yeah, transverse leaf spring returning for C9. I don't think we'll ever see the return of that. And you know what's funny, though, to be honest with you, and I've mentioned this in videos before, when I drive my C7 ZR1, I 100% stick to this. The C7 ZR1 rides smoother than my C8 Z06 and handles better than my C8 Z06. I will 100, and those are transverse leaf springs on there, and that is 100% my opinion. And I've driven them hard enough that I can tell you, I know that that's the fact for my cars at least. The C8 Z06 handles very, very well, but my ZR1 handles better, and while maintaining a softer ride.
I just like the experience of the C6 Z06 better. The suspension is way better on the C8, but the experience of the C6 is, yeah, man.
I'll have to get you someday, David, in my ZR1 for specifically this exact comparison, because
2 weeks from now,
I'd like
I'll be here.
I'd like to see what you think, because
Okay.
I've done this test personally multiple times, and I'm like, every time I'm in my C8 Z06, I'm like, there's no way the C7 handles better, and then I jump into C7, and I'm
I
like,
don't know, man.
it's there,
That
it handles
ZR1
better.
was sorted.
I know.
That ZR1 was sorted. It was
Yeah, but it's the same
pinnacle
suspension on that car
of
as
fucking-
the C7 Z06. The suspension's the
Oh,
same.
yeah.
So it's like, if I say that, then I'm saying the C7 Z06 suspension is better too, and I stand behind that too.
It's a different feel. It really is. It really is. So, man, I wish I could have seen the comments tonight, but there were some good ones.
You didn't really miss anything, I don't think.
Okay.
I miss a lot of these too, so maybe, but yeah, David owns an LS7. Enough said. That is that on topic of pushrod V8s. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, legend. Well, especially now that mine revs to almost 8,000. Who takes a push rod engine to 8,000? It's crazy.
Yeah, this is true too. Brad says, guys, in the early '80s, I would have never believed the performance options we have today, and that is 100% accurate. Just like I said earlier, every time this kind of stuff comes along, we should really stop and think about just how lucky we are to be in this kind of situation where you can get almost 700 horsepower out of a naturally aspirated car with a warranty, and you can do these little mods to it to build it even further. I mean, the power we can make with a warranty nowadays is insane.
Right. Well, and not this. You were talking NA. You can buy 1,000 or a 1,250 horsepower car if you want to spend the money with a warranty.
With a warranty. Yep.
Get out of here. Like, look at what was the highest tech car for the longest time, Corvette wise. What was it? From a drivetrain standpoint, probably the C4 ZR1, right?
Oh yeah.
Dual overhead cam.
Yeah. I forgot that was like their first one.
Like, yeah, Mercury heads. It was like insane how good that was.
This is one thing I did want to.
It is slow compared to what we have now.
Yeah.
But back then, it was insane how good that car was.
This is one good point I really wanted to point out. Ricky says, I don't know, man, the LS6 sounds like a Silverado with an exhaust to me. I have actually heard other people say this, where one of the videos I put out a couple years ago at Carlisle was somebody with a Borla exhaust, and the car sounded, it was pretty loud. It sounded good to me, but a lot of the comments on that video said how much this sounds like a truck. And to be honest, GM uses a very similar setup engine-wise in their trucks. So to say it sounds like a truck, or to say the truck sounds like a Corvette, would be the same kind of thing, because it's a very similar engine. But I have heard this a lot, where
And
Yeah.
what I'm truly looking forward to is if it can be unlocked. Like you don't even have to do the heads and then the whatever else, but if you do the cam, because that's part of what makes my LS7 so nasty is when you have high compression and a big cam, it is a different sound than just a cammed or like I'm telling you, this car with a cam alone is just gonna sound nasty. Oh, it's gonna be glorious.
Yeah, and all the Chevy trucks are getting a version of this LS6. Of
Well,
course,
all
it's
of
not
them
going to
do
be
it for
called that, but
modularity and money.
yeah,
Like the Fords have the same 5.0 except for the intake manifold and the cam profiles are different. But it's basically the same architecture on the engine. You know,
yep,
can you make it sound like that? Yeah. Can you put a blower on it, make 900 horsepower and an F-150? Sure. So they all do it for cost measures and for modularity, right? But that's nothing new. But I'm
right.
telling you guys, when you can cam this new car, this 409, you can just cam it with high compress. It's 13-to-1 compression, dude. That's crazy. It's gonna sound so good.
Yep. All right, guys, I'm going to give you 3 more minutes to get in on this giveaway. If you guys want to get in, I'm going to go ahead and put the names in the next 3 minutes. William, I just got yours. So we are completely caught up at this point. If you haven't smashed the thumbs up yet, please do. We are going to be doing this giveaway here in the next 3 minutes. So you got 3 minutes to get entered. Let's see. Hot Rod Todd says, right, Jay, it might sound exactly like a Silverado once they have the same engine. It's already pretty close because the difference between the 6.2 and the 6.7 is not massive, especially if you don't have that center exit exhaust. The difference is not huge. It is there, but it's not huge. So if someone who doesn't really know what they're hearing hears a 6.2 and then right afterwards here's a 6.7, not at the same time, they're not going to have any idea that they just heard something different.
Yeah, I agree, and I think the biggest difference is the center exhaust. That changes it enough that
Yep,
that's a difference. Yeah,
totally agree.
100%.
All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 entries tonight. That's a little bit less than the last Monday night. We had, I think, 16. So if you want to get in, guys, your chances of winning are not bad at all, as usual. And like Dan says, smash the thumbs up button, guys. We can always use more of those. And this is another concern. We didn't even bring this up. $1 Million Baby says the other problem with the 6.7 is it still has cylinder deactivation, and it does. This is another problem, and this is something again that the Z06 does not have, and this is why there's a reason for that. I mean, there's multiple reasons, but the biggest one is they don't want to put cylinder deactivation in a car that's big, track focus power. The same with the ZR1.
The LT6 is a masterpiece. Nobody will deny that, whether or not you like the Z06 or whatever. It's a masterpiece. It is absolutely insane that is sitting in the back of a Corvette. They openly said we bought a 458, reverse engineered it, but again, it's a masterpiece. It really, really is, man. To do what they did with that is absolutely insane. So again, but yeah, I forgot about that. That is a big negative to me, guys, because I know the problems with cylinder deactivation and those lifters. I can't. They are a fucking problem. They're a liability. If you're gonna try to performance car and it's got cylinder reaction, they are a It's a liability in the Dodge performance there. It's a liability in the GM world. You know, Ford doesn't really do that with their Coyotes and stuff with the dual overhead cams, but it is a liability, guys. I don't. In my opinion, sorry. Where do they break? Those lifters break. Those are the ones that break.
Yep. And on top of that, just to kind of talk a little bit more about what I just said about how GM doesn't put that stuff in their heavily focused track cars. It was the same thing with the C7. The C7 Stingray had it. The C7 Grand Sport had it. The C7 Z06 even had it. The C7 ZR1 did not. They removed it.
Right.
So same with the C8. The C8 Stingray had it. The C8 Grand Sport has it. C8 E-Ray has it. C8 Z06 does not, and neither does the ZR1. So as the power gets bigger and the track focus gets bigger, they remove that because they realize, number one, it's added weight, but number two, you don't need it on a track car.
Well, it's reliability. And the other thing is, too, like, to fix it, because you can take them out and replace whatever, it's not a simple thing. Like, the heads are coming off, the lifters are coming out, all the valve trains coming out. Like, you can fix it. You can put them, like, ADM stuff in there, but, oh, my God, guys, like, it's a reliability concern in my book when you're pushing your car going to performance shop, and it's not an easy or cheap fix. It's just not.
Nope, totally agree. But yeah, guys, if you're wanting to enter in on this giveaway, we're getting to the limit here. So horsepower obsessed on Venmo will get the money to me, and I'll be able to count you in. Or right here on Super Chat on YouTube, we'll also get you in. So yeah, we're coming up. We got like 10 seconds left. If you guys want to get in, you want to do it right this second, because I'm gonna put these names in the list here in a second.
And I'm starting to put out, my shorts are out, some other things. So you guys are going to start to see my twin turbo content coming. The sounds are already up. I got the 841 headers on the car now with the cat fleets and the turbos. It sounds absolutely magnificent. But there's going to be a lot of content coming. And then as we get into Justin's build, there's going to be a lot of amazing stuff coming too. So it's going to be a blast, guys.
Yes, it is.
And that car, both cars, they're going to be Carlisle guys. Come check them out.
Exactly.
Come check them out. They're going to be there.
100%. All right, guys, I am going to wrap up the entries for the giveaway. So let's go ahead and start the wheel here. But Jay Brazelton, real quick, did have a point here, and I wanted to mention this. Where is it now? I just saw it. The truck version of the 6.7 is going to be a 6.6. Yeah, so Jay Brazelton brought that up.
Right.
It's the same, for the most part, the same engine, but it is slightly smaller, just so GM can say it's not the same. But yeah. All right, so I'm going to set this wheel up here, and we are going to give these things away to somebody. So in the meantime, let's have Ricky tell us how many times to spin or shuffle the wheel. Ricky, if you want to go ahead and let us know that, so I can do that ASAP for everybody. Hello?
That's the front desk calling because I
Oh.
complained about the Wi-Fi.
Nice.
And that was when we started.
Hey, an hour and a half later, why not?
Hey.
All right, Ricky says 6 times.
All righty, Ricky.
And Professor Corvette says 17. Like, I'll be here all night
Right.
just shuffling this thing. All right, so 6 times. Here we go. So this is the wheel with everybody's name in it. We will shuffle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we are. So here we go.
Oh, it's gonna be one of the small slivers.
Oh man, it is. It's gonna go over. Nope. Ooh. Yes,
Yeah,
it
it
did.
is.
Oh man, James. All right, James Thompson with 3 entries wins. This is a great example of the fact that you do not have to go big to win here. 3 entries.
Congratulations, brother.
Yeah, that's awesome. James, shoot me an email, horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com. Let me know which parts you want it, what colors. Yeah, send me that
Hey,
email.
Kevin Horan, email me. I think you still have my email. Email me, man.
Yep. I think he emailed me. If I saw it come in, I'll forward it over to you.
Okay. Well, I think he has mine from when I gave him my C6 Z06 cold air intake.
Yeah.
Or not
Big-
cold air, stock one year for
Big
Yeah,
congrats to
427.
James. James, like I said, just shoot me an email so we know. It's the first time I've seen this. Yep. I told you guys, it happens. We've had people win with
no,
1 entry
that's not
when
the
people
first
had
time.
hundreds. Yeah.
Yeah, we had Nate won on a free one.
Yeah.
Like,
on a free 1 entry. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Next Monday night is going to start. It's going to kick off a huge giveaway.
Oh.
Basically comparable to the biggest one we've done yet with the AWE exhaust as far as dollars concerned. It's going to be a huge giveaway. Be ready for that one. That's coming in the first week of August. So yeah, it's going to be huge. It's exciting. So make sure you're here for that. It's going to be great. Otherwise, guys, if you could smash the thumbs up button. Congrats to James. Shoot me an email. And that's going to do it for tonight's video. So yeah, we'll see you same time, same place next Monday night. And until then, stay obsessed.